Hey folks, this is Barton. Last time you saw me, I was doing a collaboration video with Armin Hirmer on shower shooting with the thumb ring. And I thought I would do a little refresher. Now, the reason for this is I'm looking out there on YouTube, and I'm seeing a lot of people not doing it correctly. When people don't know, they're kind of forced to make up their own thing or just copy what they see other people do, people who claim to know. And oftentimes they do not know. So I can guarantee you this is the correct way to knock in Turkish, Mameluke, medieval, Middle Eastern archery. It's all the same. They fall under the three schools of archery, of Middle Eastern archery, the school of Abu Hasim, Ishaq, and Tahir. So, and if, just so you know, I'm not full of it. You can read the words for yourself. Let's see if a little bit of a glare here. There we go. So you can pause on that, save it somewhere, and then follow along to make sure I'm doing it right. Now, I've been told it's a matter of interpretation. I don't think you can interpret this any other way than what it says. So anyway, so what I'm seeing a lot of is stuff like this, with the fingers, or maybe something like this where they hook it on and then push it on with the thumb maybe. There's one guy who was doing something like this, and he was actually pretty quick with it, but still, this is not the correct way, not the historically correct way. This is the way it's been done for probably a couple thousand years at least, maybe closer to, probably closer to 3,000. At least the Persians, I think, the later Persians, I think, used a thumb draw. But anyway, so, that's the way it's been done. That's the way it evolved. That's the correct way, right? So why would you not want to knock this way? Why didn't the Mamluks knock that way, right? The reason, there's a couple of reasons, okay? And the main reason, I believe, is, and the Mamluks use this for war, as did the Persians, as did everybody, long ago who used this. It was used for war. And in war, there are certain criteria that you want for military type methodologies and technique. First, it should be very, very simple. You want to train a whole lot of people as quickly as you can, right? It must work every time. It has to be very reliable. Every time you do it properly, it has to work. And it cannot use fine motor dexterity. Using the fingers like this is fine motor dexterity. Now, in war, in battle, combat, your body's going to be flooded with adrenaline. Now, when that happens, all fine motor dexterity goes bye-bye. You won't have any fine motor dexterity. The effects: loss of precision, tremors and shaking, and what's another one? Loss of tactile sensation. loss of feeling in the fingers, because your body's pulling blood away from the fingers and towards your core. So, that said, the actual way it's done is like this. Place the index finger, middle phalanx of the index. This is the Abu Hazim way here. Each of the three schools had their own kind of little variation of this. But yeah, tip of the thumb. Actually, it's more like the corner of the thumb, okay? Because the thumb sets at an angle, see? It's not turned like this. It sets at an angle like this. So grab it just naturally this way. The tip of the middle finger goes on the groove of the nock. Now, the second you grab an arrow this way, it's instantly ready to put on the string. So there's no wasted time whatsoever. The second you grab it, it's ready to go. You get used to grabbing an arrow this way. The first thing you do is you press on it with the middle finger on the groove. Boom, it's there. And of course it helps, greatly helps, to make your arrow nocks a close analog to what they had back then. Now, when they made their arrow shafts, they'd get thicker back here, gradually thicker. And that was to strengthen the shaft here so that they wouldn't split under the force of the string. And then they would cut these angles, and then they would mount the horns of the nock on the side. And of course, back then they did not have the super strong string materials we have now, like Dyneema, Spectra, Dacron. They had none of that. They had silk and rawhide and some plant material. And so their strings were at least the thickness of this arrow. So, big difference. So their nocks had to fit that. So their nocks were indeed wide, which helps, right? Because now it's going to flatten out right against your palm the second you press on it. Okay, so how you do this, how you nock, you want to make sure the two lower fingers, the ring finger and pinky finger, are clenched really good, really tight. Now I don't think it mentions that part in there, but trust me, it's helpful. Okay? You grab it like I just described, and then what happens is the string goes under the thumb all the way back. Okay? The bow comes back, the hand comes forward, they like this. Okay? Like pumping a shotgun or something, right? And it'll have like a recoil effect, all right? But you also want to press into the string this way as you're going forward, because if you don't, it's going to pinch the heck out of your palm. Your palm will get, the skin of your palm will get pinched between the string and the nock, and that really sucks. So don't do that. Okay, so just like this. And see, I'm already in position here. So now, to make this fast, right? Once you turn this in, after you've knocked, just rotate here, and then you start pulling right away with the thumb. The thumb and the tip of the thumb and the knuckle of the middle finger come together, and then lock. That's how you make it fast. Okay? So, have fun with that. And it takes practice like anything else. But if you're anything like me, once you start using it and see its utility, you won't use anything else. So, but until next time, keep practicing. It's all about the practice.